Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2012 series. Currently, we are on Season 3, Episode 14, Casey Jones vs. the Underworld, and Season 3, Episode 15, The Noxious Avenger. But before we get into the reaction, a few things I just want to talk about, because I've seen some people question me about whether I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Generator Rex and Fullmetal Alchemist. If any of you who are interested in those are happening to be watching this video right now, I do plan on continuing those reactions, but because I found it too hard to juggle all three shows at the same time, because especially during editing, you kind of have to look for different things about different series that you want to keep in the reaction videos for YouTube. It's just hard to juggle those three series because the three series have different things you have to put in the episodes, you know? So instead what I decided to do is focus on doing them one at a time. So once I'm done with the Tmnt series, which shouldn't take that much long because I only have like essentially 2 seasons left to go. But today I'm going to be doing a pretty long recording session where I'm going to be finishing off Season 3, or at least I'm going to try to record that many reactions. So it shouldn't be too long until I'm done with this series as a whole, not later than the end of February. So if any of you are curious when I'm going to be continuing with my reactions to Fullmetal Alchemist, it's going to be probably in early March. And for Generator X, probably in May. I know it's going to be a while, but I feel like that's the quickest way for me to get through all these series, you know? But yeah, I am pretty excited to continue with my reactions to TMNT 2012 though, especially now that we might be going back to some more filler episodic kind of stuff that we had in the first few episodes of this season. Or at least these 2 episodes seem to be like that. But honestly, even the plot relevant episode that was the 2-parter last time was honestly awesome. It was super entertaining episode, and it was probably my favorite Krang 2-parter, I guess you could say, because it was just funny, it was entertaining, it was crazy, which is I guess what I was missing on the other episodes which were focusing on the Shredder. I don't know if it's the Shredder episodes that the fact that they're Shredder episodes that kind of causes me to not enjoy them as much compared to the other episodes this season, or it's just in general they kind of didn't have as much jokes and as much comedy in them, because the comedic episodes seem to be so much more entertaining to me. But yeah, hopefully these 2 are gonna be good, and I'm curious whether a certain character is gonna appear in this first episode, which is Casey Jones versus the Underworld. Depending on what this episode is gonna be about in the first place, because it's obviously gonna be about Casey, but I'm wondering if it's gonna be about Casey and his fight with the purple dragons or something, if you get where I'm going with that. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But also, before we get into the reaction, as usual, I want to remind you that you can get a full-length version of these reaction videos over on my Patreon and my Ko-fi account, where by subscribing at the specific tier that I've created for it, you get access to all the full-length reactions that I've done. You have to sync up your own episodes that you have on your own with my commentary, or maybe just potentially just listen to the commentary and watch the commentary, I guess. That's an option too. But yeah, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can just stick to these videos, though I'd appreciate a like. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get into the reaction, starting off with Casey Jones versus the Underworld in 3, 2, 1.
New York City. This is what it looks like after alien invasion. We return to a broken, almost deserted city, courtesy of the crew.
Oh, there's actually some consequences to what happened, and it's not fixed right off the bat.
Alien freaks, and
that's
undo
cool.
The mutation of millions of people. Meanwhile, I was sidelined like a chump, salvaging food and medical supplies like it was the zombie apocalypse.
Hey, I said that too. Although I don't think I put it in my reaction video on YouTube, but it is in the full-length version. But I mentioned that too, that it seems like a zombie apocalypse.
It's kind of cool how almost getting annihilated can bring the city.
I may regret that tomorrow, but worth it today.
Yeah, my way of life.
Evil never takes downtime. I just took on the purple dragons.
So how bad you beat him?
Well,
That's
at
the
least I
thing.
stopped him from getting away with the cash.
Wait, you didn't beat the purple dragons?
You don't want to help?
Okay,
Fine.
we're definitely in
You
some
guys,
good
Casey Jones
episodes.
can protect the city alone.
We're back to getting good episodes. I love it.
So how might I be of service?
Access to certain chemicals for a project I am working on.
Well, I
Wow,
already
that
told
is
you about the
blatant,
shipment to
Casey.
docks. What more are you?
Are you dumb? Yeah.
Spy?
I'm just a busboy.
Hasn't he seen him?
Very well, but do not let me see your face ever again.
That was close. Too close.
Yeah, indeed. And I feel like he knows you, and that is part of his plan.
Wait till Raph hears about this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be so happy to hear about that.
Just wait till
Casey,
those turtles hear about this.
you're overextending your hand. You're not that powerful to defeat all of them. Although you're surprisingly surviving
Pain 101.
as of now.
Your instructor is
And it's not like I
Casey
don't like
Jones.
seeing him be a badass,
You
but
really just say that, kid?
Doggy flesh.
are you dumb?
Lord Shredder.
It's so cool seeing Han in this version.
More of the chemical components you've been seeking.
Excellent. I am impressed, hon.
I hope he becomes a constant character for this show. And he's not just a one-off.
Then find me the equipment you
But again, I don't remember. My memories of this show around these two seasons
You
kinda
could take over the factory
are
where we found.
very lacking.
Success is to be rewarded, as failure is to be punished.
I mean, do you really punish them? I haven't seen any one of your lackeys be dismembered, unlike the 2003 version. The goddamn turtles couldn't defeat him, and you think you have a chance to even stand up to
I
him?
ain't afraid of you.
I mean, I admire your,
Okay. I might be a little afraid of you.
You
I admire your
now
courage.
end this game and your insignificance.
But also, he might have a chance because they underestimate him. Ooh.
A spirit boy, but I tire of this game.
Right on time. Honestly, this character has kind of no reason to be called Han, I gotta say. Because he's
Opportunity to impress Shredder. To
completely different character compared to the 2003 series.
Ruined it.
And I feel like I might have
crying
the
on the
same
inside
opinion
for
about
you.
a certain other character from the 2003 series that is gonna show up in this one. Okay, he didn't mutate.
Turtles think they've won this fight, but all they've done is delay my plans. Get this place cleaned up and start again.
Actually, quite delicious.
I love how these last two episodes, even though the turtles have thought have won, they have won.
Saved the day.
Shredder has actually won.
On Shredder.
It's like when he captured Karai.
Yeah, Casey.
The turtles don't know about that yet.
Aw, you guys are the best. I couldn't have done it without you. But don't think I'm 100% a team player. Because Casey Jones is still a solo vigilante of the night. A mysterious lone hero in a world of evil.
Shredder's mixture? It's not an explosive.
So what is it?
I think he's working on a mind control formula. If it works, he could use it on Karai, or us, or every single person in New York City.
Oh wow.
Ah,
When did Shredder become Darkseid? Jesus Christ. Okay, so overall, I'd say this is a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the focus on Casey. He was pretty fun, and seeing him and ending up defeating or being able to stand up to all the antagonists and Shredder's lackeys was pretty cool. I really like that. But I do gotta say that his face-off with Han was underwhelming, to say the least. Again, I knew that Han was going to show up, which definitely took a little bit of the wind of this episode. But even if I didn't know, I don't think I would have been too into it, because yeah, I would have been shocked in the beginning when Han showed up. But honestly, his character in this version is so far removed from the 2003 series that I kind of don't really feel any attachment to him. He feels like a glorified extra, and I don't really expect to really see him again, or at least not in a major role. But again, they didn't write him out, and because he is a character from the 2003 series, I can see them keeping him at least for this season, but we'll see. But yeah, it just feels so far removed that I don't feel... It feels like the only reason they called him Han is just to pander to the 2003 fans. Which, I mean, okay, but like... if you're gonna do the character like that, and you might as well do it the way it used to be, or at least if you're gonna change it in some way, make it make sense and make it still feel the character, you know? And that is a complaint that I'm gonna have for another character, which for you guys who have seen this show, which I assume is most of you, probably know who I'm talking about, but please don't comment it. And don't tell me when he shows up, because I don't want to spoil anybody who is watching this show with me. But that is the same complaint that I'm going to have about that character if my knowledge about him ends up being confirmed once we get to him. Because he's such a cool character in the 2003 series, and he might still be in this version, but it would be two different characters completely, especially... and it would feel very unnecessary, because there's literally the same kind of character in the 2003 series that they might have as well used for this one. But yeah, I'm going to talk about it more once we get to that. So yeah, getting back to this episode, pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. I liked it. A lot of cool visuals, a lot of cool moments. It was pretty entertaining. But I am a little bothered by the fact that Han is kind of lame overall. But yeah, in terms of a rating for this episode, I think I'm going to give it like an 8.3 out of 10. It was enjoyable, but not too enjoyable. I would rate it higher than, like, the few episodes before Battle for New York, but I would not rate it higher than than the filler episodes in the beginning of the season. So, we're definitely getting back to some cool, entertaining stuff, but we're still not up to its apex. But yeah, we still have one more episode to check out, that being the Noxious Avenger, which I have no idea what that's gonna be about. So without further ado, let's get into it and find out in 3, 2, 1.
Careful, Comrade Bebop. When
Comrade
finding
Bebop.
abandoned lab, they may have left the boobish trap.
That's booby trap, G.
It sounds so funny, dude.
Man, we should be running the foot. And instead, Shredder stuck us with Stockman's grocery list.
It's not grocery list, it's chemicals to make ultimate mind control serum.
Man,
for
these guys are
sleep
really
tonight.
funny. I like them a lot, honestly.
Eggs, 10 gallons maple syrup.
I still wish
500
this show
packets of
stuck
white
with its
sugar.
own characters instead of just rehashing characters from previous series. But they're definitely the funniest of the bunch, and thus the most entertaining. Oh, come on, the guy's gonna get mutated into what? Into trash? Is he gonna be the garbage man? I literally mentioned the garbage man in last episode. Am I a prophet or what?
Run! We cannot return to Shredder with the empty hand!
That's my cue to
Oh, it's so cool that his weapons are a sickle and a hammer. I guess because he's from Soviet Russia. That's also a really cool design. Very reminiscent of the edginess of the 2003 series, which I really, really appreciate. How is this not as bad as the goddamn Stockman's disintegrating body in the 2003 series? I'd say this is worse. It's just a little bit more cartoony. But I do like his design.
I'm out here trying to make an honest living, and those turtle men turned me into a freak.
They turned you into more than a freak. Jesus Christ, dude! What the fuck?
Look at what you did. Hey, you're not a freak. You've got superpowers.
Ah, what do you know? You're just an eyeball.
I'm not just any eyeball. I'm your eyeball. You can call me Joe. Think of me as your higher self.
Higher self? I've got enough people looking down on me. I don't need Joe Eyeball looking down, too. Ah, help, help.
You want respect? Get out there and earn it. Be a hero.
Okay, we're definitely back to some drug-induced stories, that's for sure.
You might be on our side. They said he stopped a mugging.
What if Shredder wants the Reagent X to control Muckman? Like I said, find butt, then kick it.
Why would you fight good guys? God damn it, it's this shit again. Stop trying to prevent people who are just as good as you from fighting bad guys.
You should be happy.
Oh, no, they're not.
They look sick.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
They saw something. They don't know what.
And that something seemed to be 4 human-sized mutant turtles.
What? The turtle's secret being revealed? What the hell?
Know they're ninjas.
And they appear to be carrying ninja weapons.
Or that they're named after artists?
Furthermore, they may also be...
Are you kidding me?
Did she ever shut up?
How could you all be so careless? Secrecy is the most important rule of the ninja, and you have broken it. You 4 are forbidden from leaving the lair.
What? You can't hold that sloppy escape against us. We got slimed with toxic puke.
Silence!
But Sensei...
Why is now Splinter being an asshole? Has everybody lost their goddamn minds?
Which means we need to be out there looking for him.
No. Until I decide I can trust you to watch yourselves, you will remain here, grounded.
You are such a bitch, Splinter. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Krognard Marathon.
And no TV!
Jesus, did somebody fucking shit in your bowl or something?
Krognard.
Oh, come on, stop this shit. I hate Splinter right now. What the fuck?
And let's show Splinter we've still got our ninja stealth by sneaking out.
Yeah, I don't understand why he reacted like that. It doesn't make any sense. It's
Did
not
you not hear what
their
I said?
fault. They got puked.
Whoa, help!
April! What happened? Did you...
They're gone.
April...
Thanks for the save.
I don't understand why did he react like that. And also, it's really annoying that the people of the city are now against the turtles, even though they don't know anything about them.
Papers say one person seen in this neighborhood.
I don't mind that there being a reason for the turtles to hide their identities and everything, but I at least want it to be logical.
What do you want, Joe? I'm busy.
I don't know about these weirdos. This whole thing.
Why is Mickey
seems
Mouse
fishy to
the
me.
eyeball?
I don't have a choice, Joe.
You ready to be human again?
That
We do
makes
not
it
have
so
all
much
the
funnier
day.
though.
This list has got all the chemicals that'll turn you into a man again, my man.
Don't do it. You know this is wrong.
Quiet, Joe. I'm ready.
Busting into Krang Labs? Not very heroic, Mucky. What will your girl Grody say?
We don't want to hurt you, but we can't let you rob the lab.
I'm not some dumb kid who don't know good from bad. I know who turned me into a monster. You!
Actually, no, it was them, because they were fighting the turtles and they threw the mutagen, so...
Muckman, stop! They're using you!
Man, do not listen to turtle lies. We crush them, you go in lab.
Come on, Mucky. You think it's hard looking in the mirror now? What about after you're a criminal?
At least I'll be human. People won't call me a freak.
So what if they do? As long as you're doing the right thing.
Watching you get all sappy makes me want to spew toxic puke.
Oh. That's cool, dude. Whoa. Whoa, that is so cool. That is the coolest sequence this show has done.
Now get in lab.
That was kind of underwhelming.
You have keys for Vanda. It's time we put the pedal into metal.
I swear, anything that comes out of the mouths of these two guys is hilarious.
If you really want to finish this, you know what to do.
Look, Turtle Man. I know you were only trying to,
It's cool, Muckman.
Okay, this was a little bit of a confusing episode, but I feel like I overall like it because I like this take on the Garbage Man like 10-20 times more than the original one. The original one, I mean, it was fine for what it is in its own show. Like, it's kind of gritty and disgusting, and it fits. I like it to a point. But this, I just feel like this is a more interesting and less, pardon my pun, trashy version of the character. I just like it more, because the other guy was so disgusting, I didn't even do reactions to those episodes, or at least I didn't upload them, because I did record them, but I think I had some technical difficulties or something, so I didn't end up uploading those episodes. But the point is, I like this version of the Garbage Man more. It's more interesting. And yeah, it's practically completely different from the 2003 version, as a lot of these characters that were also in that tend to be. But I liked it more here, so yeah, there's that. But overall, it is a little bit confusing and infuriating in some parts because of the behavior of the characters, like Raph's instant rush to hate the Garbage Man, or Splinter's stupid reactionary grounding of the turtles just because they were knocked out. It's not like it was their goddamn fault that they did that happened, but he punished them for that. I hate that kind of stuff. I hate that. I don't necessarily think I was ever punished like that as a kid, but that kind of authoritarian crap pisses me off to the bone, dude. It pisses me off. When it's not my fault, when I did not intend to do something bad, I should not be punished for it. I personally don't believe that people should be punished for things that they did not intend to do. I don't believe in reckless endangerment. At least when it comes to the common person, and obviously up to a point, but like when accidents happen, one should not be punished for that accident when it's an accident. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I like this episode. That's kind of where I'm gonna end this. But yeah, I still don't think these two were as entertaining as those episodes on the farm. I don't know why, but those episodes on the farm were just so entertaining. They were so good. Even just I guess maybe it's just the setting that kind of made it also more interesting. Being set in a different place from New York, which has kind of started to get stale at this point. So hopefully, I mean, I do know that in season 4 we are going to be in a new setting, so that makes me hopeful that season 4 is going to be pretty exciting, just like the beginning of season 3 again. But yeah, I enjoyed these two episodes for sure. And even if some of these episodes, like are not as enjoyable to me as the beginning episodes of Series 3, I am still enjoying this so much more than Season 1 and 2. So, yeah, I don't know. In terms of a rating for this one, I mean, I gave the last one 8.3 out of 10. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna give this one... I mean, it's weird. I feel like both episodes are kind of about the same. With the first one being a little bit more serious, so in a way it was a little bit more entertaining to me, and it had more of an actual like dramatic story in the episodes, so to say. But this episode had a better version of a previously existing character from the previous version of Tmnt. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Yes, I know the other one was an 8.3, but you know what? I'm going to give the other one an 8.7 out of 10. It might be a little high for these two episodes, but I think they're overall pretty entertaining. And I am kind of rating these episodes in the realm of this show, not really trying to compare it too much to other shows or to the previous TMNT version. So, in terms of this show, these episodes are pretty damn entertaining. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, what did you guys think about these two episodes? Comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 2 patrons on Patreon, Omar Bridgman and Deadpool. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me. That being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account where you can pledge support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!